This YouTube channel will mostly be about me just talking about history of certain cities, towns, or places, or states or provinces, whatever is history related. I have a huge passion for it, but I like to talk about things that aren't publicly or isn't really well known compared to other points of history. So that's kind of what this channel should dedicate about. 1 minute we could be talking about the history that we're about to talk today about the Republic of Malaysia, or we might just be talking about a random town and what happened in March 7th, 1789 when George Washington farted on a tree. Who knows? But it just depends what I find interesting and what I would like to talk about. So anywho, stick around and enjoy the video. Let me ask you, the viewer, that if I were to tell you that there is a country inside the United States, would you believe me? If you say yes, technically you're right. But if you say no, technically you're also right. Legally, there aren't any, but there are micronations. We will be focusing on one in particular today. But what is a micronation? Well, by definition, it is defined as a small area or political entity that claims national sovereignty, but it is not recognized by sovereign states. Boo, scared you, didn't I? All right, so let me give you an example of what exactly a micronation looks like. Take example Bob over here. Bob owns a territory within the United States in one of the 50 states, obviously. So, one day, Bob decides that he is bored and wants to turn his private property that he fully paid for into a country. So he decides to make a flag, he decides to put a name, he decides to make a national anthem, its own currency, everything that a country normally has. This small territory has it. And he decides that the Republic of the Hermes, the citizens that reside within the Republic of the Hermes will now be known as Hermanites. You heard that right. He is now a Hermanite, just like we are American. So, Hermanites over here think that they're an independent country and therefore could commit tax fraud every tax season. Well, guess what? That's a big no-no because there's a huge problem. Nobody recognizes that. Not the United States, not Mexico, not Canada, not any country in the world considers the Republic of Hermes a real country. So this is where the concept or definition of micronations come in. Basically, cosplaying as a country is the best way to put it. So right now, we're going to see an interview by me and Dictator Ball, who is the dictator of his own micronation, the Republic of Malaysia. The Republic of Malaysia is not really big. It is the size of 2 IKEAs. Each IKEA, on average, is about 6.8 acres, and the Republic of Malaysia is only 11 acres. So technically, 2 IKEAs is bigger than this whole country we're about to interview. And this is America. We use anything but a kilometer. What the hell is a kilometer, am I right? Put that meme editor somewhere. What the fuck is a kilometer? I don't know. But yeah. Now sit back and enjoy the interview. A little context too before we get started with the interview. You're gonna see throughout the interview that I'm gonna be writing on a piece of paper and saying, oh wow, President Ball, this really cool stuff. I will have so much fun writing about this. The reason I'm saying that is because I originally used this interview for a university assignment last year, so it's a pretty old interview. And right now I'm just remastering it to fit the YouTube channel since I already had an opportunity to interview him. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed the interview and like and subscribe and give me views because goddamn I'm desperate. So I decided, of course, to write about your fabulous country. I feel like not a lot of people know about it, so I want to shine.
Well, thank you.
So let's just begin with the questions right off the bat.
Sure.
So, Mr. President, can you please explain the history of your country? How did it become a micronation, and how has it improved since being founded?
All right, absolutely. Well, the Republic of Molossia is a micronation, which is a tiny self-declared country. It is located fully within the United States, but on our own sovereign territory. It was originally founded on 26 May of 1977, so about almost 46 years ago. Um, let's see, originally it was called the Grand Republic of Volstein, and my friend James and I, we decided we wanted to have our own country. And so we created Molossia, of course, like I said, Volstein back then, and just sort of an exploration of what it takes to have a country, make a country, build a country, where you can go with that idea. James moved on to other things, but I stayed with it. And once I obtained land here within northern Nevada in 1998, I changed the name to Molossia, and we've been growing strong ever since.
Indeed, indeed. Do you have a capital in your micronation?
Yes, we do. Our capital is Boston, but it's spelled with my name, Baughston. And it is basically, I guess, the front half of our tiny territory here that we have in northern Nevada. Molossia also has two other provinces, one located in Northern California and one located in Southern California. But most of the action happens right here in this territory within Nevada.
Interesting. I did not know that. Let me just write some of this down real quick.
Oh, sure, of course, absolutely.
All right. So what do you consider your form of government to be? Are you a diplomacy, a republic constitution, dictatorship? What do you consider your government to be?
Well, Molossia is officially a republic, but it is de facto a dictatorship. I am the dictator and the ruler of the nation, also founder, creator, and everything else. But I'm ably assisted by my first lady as we run this little country. So it's officially a republic, but actually a dictatorship. Yes.
Very interesting. Let's see. So how can a person gain citizenship in the Republic of Molossia? What are the
Well,
requirements?
Molossia is actually a family nation,
Uh-huh.
and so you need to be a member of our family in order to be a citizen. Of course, we have some folks that marry into the family that gives them citizenship, and then plenty of Molossian offspring, grandchildren, and children, and so forth, like that. So our current population is 34, and those are all family members, including 3 dogs. That's right, our dogs are citizens also.
Interesting. Let's see. Um, so you have your own independent currency, and is it used within the Republic of Molossia?
Yes, our money is called the Valora, which means valuable in our second language, Esperanto. And it is based not on silver or on gold or something useless like that. No, our money is based on chocolate chip cookie dough. So we are on the cookie dough standard here in the Republic of Molossia, or as the First Lady likes to say it, we're rolling in the dough. And anyway, but yes, our currency is used within the nation. We have, especially some of our foreign visitors that come visit Molossia during tourist season, they will exchange their money for our money, and then they will go over to our one little shop that we have and buy stuff with our money. So it has been used and not frequently used here in Molossia, but yeah.
I gotta ask, how did it become cookie dough? I'm fascinated by that.
Well, way back in the 90s when Molossia first went online, I mean, again, we've been around for quite a while, but just on paper. When we first went online, we were briefly allied with another micronation called the United Provinces of Utopia. That was a bunch of college kids, and they were very much into what they call cookie dough fest, where you eat raw cookie dough and watch bad monster movies. And they went away, but we kept that tradition of cookie dough, especially now that you can get it and you can eat it without endangering your life. And and so that cookie dough sort of became part of our what we are here in Molossia, and it was only natural to attach it as a form of value for our currency.
That is very interesting. Thank you for that. Let me try write a bit more. All right. So I gotta ask, do you have any political enemies, any other micronation that you have declared war or they have declared war on you? If so, what happened?
Well, we've been involved in a couple of wars, but we basically have generated all of them. We are currently at war with the nation of East Germany, that used to be what is now, well, the eastern portion of what is now Germany. When it was a communist country, we declared war back in 1983, when that was still a sovereign nation, and they were the closest nation to us when I was stationed in Europe with the United States Army. And so, because East Germany basically doesn't exist anymore, except in the form of a tiny island off the coast of Cuba, which was given to East Germany by Fidel Castro back in 1973. So that is still East German territory, even though it is unoccupied, and we remain at war perpetually with that tiny island off the coast of Cuba. And that's our main war that's been going on. We've had a couple of other little ones. And as far as actual enemies, besides the East Germans that don't really exist anymore, we don't really have any, although at least once a week somebody comes along and declares war on us, a newer micronation. It's a very popular thing to do. Younger folks apparently like their wars, I guess. I don't know. So.
This is a very interesting history you have here. I gotta say, this is gonna be a very interesting paper to write.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Give me 1 second. All right. All right. So there's just some personal questions I have. So I already got all the questions answered for the assignment that I'll need, but there's just some personal questions I have that I'm just very curious to know. So do you have a military, and do you plan for world domination? I feel like that's a very important.
We do not plan for world domination, even if we didn't have a military. That's a lot of domination, and no, that's way more energy than we actually have to do all that. We do have a military. We have the Molossian Navy, and that's right. We have a navy here in our tiny landlocked desert nation, and we're very proud of our navy. It consists primarily of inflatable kayaks, and we send our navy out once or twice a year on the local lakes over the border in Nevada. It's primarily Lake Tahoe, which is about maybe half an hour away from Molossia. It's a nice, beautiful place to deploy the navy and do a little bit of training and see what we can do. So yes, that's all we have. We have the Molossian Navy, and it does great things. We do not plan on world domination. Whew, that'd be
good to know. Thank you for that. Let's see. So does the United States or just the state of Nevada recognize you as a micronation? How did that work exactly?
Well, they don't really recognize us as a micronation. I think the U.S. considers us sort of be just a bunch of oddballs out there in Nevada, doing their thing, and because we're not a threat, they don't give us any trouble. We don't give them any trouble, that kind of thing. The state of Nevada is very well aware that Molossia exists, and we are on their tourist brochures and all that sort of thing. We're one of the tourist attractions that they point people to when we want to bring visitors in from outside Nevada to visit the great state. And so the Nevada Tourism Bureau will point them in our direction, as well as, of course, obviously, bigger tourist attractions, whatever goes on in Vegas and all that. So yeah, they know we're here, but neither of them recognize our sovereignty. That's just really not done. Micronations don't have that sort of sovereignty recognition, and so because I mean, if you think about it, it's a tiny piece of a country that is saying I have my own country and breaking away, and countries don't really like that very much. So because we're not a threat, there's no reciprocal threat from either Nevada or the U.S. on that, but no, they don't recognize us.
And you're saying that right now is a tourist season for the Republic, is that correct?
Yeah, it actually started officially yesterday, but our first tourist, we only do one tour a month, April through October. And so our first tourist visit will be in 6 days, next Saturday. We've got about 40 folks that are going to come visit us from all over the world. We have tourists come from all over the world to visit our nation. And we also are going to be having a couple of micronational visitors. So we will be having a state visit, actually 2 state visits happening all at once on Saturday morning, next Saturday morning. So it promises to be a very interesting and very enjoyable Saturday for us.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes the video of today. Overall, it's really interesting seeing President Paul and talking to him about the history of his little micronation. And I personally thought it was interesting how they're still at war with East Germany So I really hope he wins. You know, you never know. But overall, I want to let you guys know that the channel just started, so all videos are expected to look like ass. But believe me when I tell you that the next video is going to be a lot better than this, because for the next person we're interviewing, he's also a politician. He and I will meet in person, and I will be going to where he's located. He invited me over to the place I'll be going. I don't want to spoil too much, but I really hope you guys stick around, because this one is going to be worth it, trust me. We also plan to make some other videos where we talk more about a historic city, but I don't want to spoil too much just yet. But all I'm saying is that we are going for a different country for it. So hope you guys stick around, and thank you for watching.